Eh? Yeah, the bell. I was having such a nice dream, too. No, I can't remember it anymore. I can barely even keep my eyes open right now. Hey! Jun-kun walks up to me, his lunchbox in hand, giving me an energetic greeting. Seeing him so full of energy is so refreshing. Although that's probably because I myself have none at the moment. Care if we eat together? He asks this exact same question every single day, even though the answer is always the same. During the first 2 days or so, I found it pretty annoying, but now it's a bit funny. I guess he's a creature of habit. Morning. Now it's Shuichi's turn to show up. After we've studied together for so long, it feels so weird not having him around this year. Or at least it did for the first 2 days of class. Then he started showing up here all the time. Now it just feels like nothing's changed. Good morning, Shuichi-san. Shuichi reacts to being called san. Shuichi's reaction to being called san continues to be as amusing as ever. Shuichi certainly is a weird person. He treats everyone with extreme deference and politeness. But the minute he becomes just slightly friendly with them, he completely drops all of that. And what's even more mind-boggling is that he expects them to do the same, even without ever telling them. But then again, I guess it's in his nature to be too considerate of other people to even ever complain about it. If I asked, he'd probably just say that it'd be too petty to complain about something that small. Well, it's at least good to see that even after being placed in another class, Shuichi is still Shuichi. Good morning, Jun-kun. Still, it was scary to see how easily these two hit it off. Normally, you'd be awkward around people you've only just met, but Shuichi quickly eased Jun-kun into our little group. As a result, whenever Jun wasn't hanging around me, he was clinging to Shuichi. Us! Sai's greeting is the complete opposite of Shuichi's. Loud and full of energy. That's Sai, alright. She doesn't seem to show any sign of being affected by the Spartan training that's been happening this past week. I wish I could say that that's also refreshing, but it just pisses me off. Us? Shuichi imitates her greeting, eliciting a laugh from the bunny. Oh, Mizuguchi-san, good morning! Saya gives Jun a nod of her head to acknowledge his greeting and proceeds to pull up a chair to my desk. By the way, Yuichi-kun, how are you holding up? Think you'll last through today's practice? Ugh. Actually, I was wondering that myself. You seemed like you were about to kick the bucket when we went home yesterday. Well, my legs feel like they're on fire, but I'll live. How many sets have you played this past week? 50? 95. Saya cuts in before I even have time to answer. Ugh, seriously? That's like 4 full set matches a day. I feel tired just thinking about it. Which is ironic, given that you overwork your teammates on a regular basis. I don't really think so. I've been doing the same, and it's been pretty easy. Saya's crazy assertion shocks Shuichi so much that he chokes on a piece of meat, nearly knocking down Jun's food as he hits the table. Yeah, but you're a demon when it comes to stamina. What? How rude. If she held the other club members to her own standards, we all would have died a long time ago. Saya crosses her arms, pouting. For some reason, probably the exhaustion affecting my judgment, I find this to be absolutely hilarious. Ow, ow, it hurts when I laugh. Are you sure you're gonna be okay? Don't worry about him, Kobayashi-kun. He deserves it. Hey, are you seriously saying I deserve to be in pain because I laughed? Give me a break. It's a little harsh even from you. Not to worry, though. I'm completely fine now. That's a lie. By the way, what's the score so far? I feel like someone just threw a bucket of cold water over me. 95-0. Shoichi chokes once again. June wasn't caught by surprise this time, immediately picking up his food and holding it away from the desk. I guess he's starting to get used to us, huh? You haven't won a single set? Sheesh, talk about a bad running. You guys are gonna kill me like this. Well, at least you're not commenting on this topic. I already feel a bit better because of that. The boys have it rough, though. Both Morisaki-san and Sasaki-san are ranked over 300 in the WTF. Shoichi whistles in admiration. That's impressive. Since he made his professional debut 2 years ago, I thought he was still around the 700 ranks. I thought they were just regular college students. Well, I don't blame June for not understanding since he doesn't know the first thing about tennis. I'm sure in any other sport, if you said someone was ranked number 300, no one would probably think much of it. But considering how many athletes are registered in the WTF, that's hardly impressive. That's kind of impressive. They are going through college, yes, but they're on a sports program with one of the top training centers in the world. It's not even comparable to the stuff we have here in Japan. Saya's starting to get pretty excited. She's usually a big fan of anything related to tennis, so it isn't much of a surprise. You've been there once, haven't you? Ah, now that you mentioned, I think I remember something like that. Almost as if she was waiting for someone to ask her that question, Saya immediately props herself up on the table with a giant smile on her face. She nearly knocked June's food down too, but once again he managed to get it out of the way just in time. Although his face tells me he isn't exactly happy about the constant attacks on his food. Yeah, I went over to the US last year to visit Kaito. What was it like over there? No, Jun-kun, don't go there. Once she starts talking, you can't get her to shut up. It was pretty confusing. Everything was in English and I kept getting lost. But their equipment was top class and every athlete had a personal instructor. It was so awesome. I knew it. Shoichi tries to say something but gets cut off by Saya immediately. And they have over 60 courts, whatever. Shoichi reaches for Saya's shoulder, holding her tightly and pushing her back into her seat without much resistance. She simply goes along with it, having learned not to resist Shoichi when he gets a little more forceful like this. After all, he's much stronger than any of us, so there's really no point. Okay. Sounds like it was terrific, but can you please settle down? We're trying to have a conversation here, not a monologue. Spoil sport? Yeah, how dare I? I'm such a horrible person. The usual spiel, right? He's completely unaffected by it. Well, the training center does sound pretty good, though. Why don't you apply there too, Yuichi? If Morisaki-senpai improved that much in just 2 years, think of what it could potentially do for you. It wouldn't work. I'd only be allowed to use the center if I were a student at their university. Plus, it's one of the most highly sought-after tennis programs in the US. Getting in would be insanely difficult unless I studied like crazy in addition to being high-ranked in the national youth rank. Shuichi crosses his arms, looking annoyed. And that would be a problem because... I'm sorry, why? It'd be a waste of time. I already know I'm going pro, so what would be the point of wasting my time going to college? If I have that much free time, I might as well use it for tennis. Shuichi shifts on his seat, looking away from me. It's easy to know what's going on in his mind right now. only partly because his argument has been happening a lot over the past year. He can't accept my decision and thinks that I'm being reckless by refusing to go to college in case my career as a pro doesn't pan out. But at the same time, he's far too considerate to just say it outright. You're an open book, Shuichi. It doesn't hurt to have a fallback plan in case you... I don't need one. I plan to devote all my time to tennis as soon as I finish school. Shouldn't you be looking into doing the same? I'm quite aware that I'm being childish. Shuichi agreed to meet me halfway, but I just don't want to compromise. His expression only darkened for only just a moment. It came and went so fast that you'd miss it if he blinked. But regardless, it was there. He's not as good at masking his emotions as he thinks he is. He sighs, probably in an attempt to recompose himself. I already told you I'm not going pro, remember? Though he tries to say it as calmly as he can, his voice comes out in a monotone. That alone is enough to tell me I'm stepping close to dangerous territory. It's not like this is the first time we've talked about this. I've already tried to convince him many times, and yet he always shot me down without even giving me a chance. My mind keeps telling me that it has nothing to do with me. I'm not the one that has to make that choice. I should just let it go. But before I know it, my frustration and annoyance well up so much that I can't keep my mouth shut. It's just so frustrating to see someone with this much skill completely giving up on something they're good at. Sure, I guess. The entire time Saya and I talked, June's expression ranged from complete confusion to obvious discomfort and beyond. All things considered, he's pretty easy to read. Plus, it's not that difficult to imagine how he must feel surrounded by people he doesn't know talking about things he can't understand. Saya, on the other hand, did her usual, pretending nothing's going on so she can escape the drama. Sly bunny. Many minutes after the other two have already left, June still looked uncomfortable after our earlier argument. The mood was so ruined at our table that Shuichi and Saya just quietly finished their meals and left without another word. Come to think of it, since June only recently met us, he's never seen Shuichi and I argue before. Sorry, June. I should have been more mindful of you. You alright, Jun-kun? Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just a little lost. Do you guys argue like that a lot? No, not a lot, but sometimes. No friendship is perfect. You can't get through life without a few rough patches here and there. But the only reason Shuichi and I get like that at times is because we really care about each other. I see. Damn it. Is his mood gonna be tanked for the rest of the day? Jesus, what have we done? Oh, and speaking of good RPGs, there's this really good one that I really liked as a kid. Oh, really old one. Whatever. I was wrong. Not 5 minutes after that tense conversation of ours, June's mood has been completely uplifted. I guess I should be relieved about. And I should probably thank Kumagawa for walking in our conversation when he heard me awkwardly trying to make conversation about games, but... I really thought she would get killed, but the hero showed up at the last second and saved her. It was so cool! It really subverted the trope of... Actually, if you can't get enough affection points, it's possible to get an alternate ending where she dies. All you have to do is... They won't shut up about it. Oh, and during the final boss, you could... Send... help. And once again, the bell brings me back to reality. Jeez, I'm having a real hard time keeping myself awake. Hey! Once more, I'm greeted energetically by June. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but doesn't his battery ever run out? Whatever. It's too hot right now. I'll just get hotter if I keep worrying too much. Yuichi-san, would you mind if I tag along today too? Huh? I don't particularly mind, but why today? Those guys you've been playing against leave today, don't they? I just thought I might get to watch your revenge. Is that so? Crap. Why do I suddenly feel even more pressure? As expected, it's also unbearably hot in here. Why is it so hot today? We're in the middle of spring. Please don't let this be an indicative of how summer is going to go. No, don't think such thoughts. They only make things even hotter. Yuichi. I was starting to think you'd be late. I'm sorry to have made you wait, senpai. Are you prepared for the qualifiers tomorrow? Morisaki-senpai's expression immediately turned bitter. I guess. I'm still a bit annoyed that I haven't managed to beat Kenma in a single practice match so far. I've already noticed that Sasaki-san is crazy good. How did you two even meet anyway? Huh? Oh, we go to the same college. Isn't it normal that we know each other? Although once Kenma graduates at the end of this year, I'm gonna be pretty lonely. Sasaki-san is a senior? Yeah, he's the oldest Japanese player in the program. Not that that's much of a surprise though, since there's only 3 of us there to begin with. Kenma used to be the #1 player in Japan during his time, you know? He's a pretty big deal even in our program. Really? How many players do you guys have over at your training center? We have 60 or so guys, I think. Kenma's the highest ranked out of them all. Can you believe it? Wow, I had no idea Sasaki-san was doing so well. I guess it should come as no surprise that he's such a strong opponent. What about you, senpai? How do you fare in the program? Me? I'm doing okay, I guess. What's your internal rank then? Man, you're not gonna let this go, huh? I'm number 37. Huh. A real far cry from Sasaki-san then. I wonder, what's someone like Sasaki-san doing still competing in challenger events? What about your WTF ranks? I should probably have looked into it, but with so much going on recently, I forgot to. I'm 316. Not too shabby, huh? His smile was very smug. Yeah, you're doing pretty good for yourself considering how you've only been at it for 2 years. What about Sasaki-san? Kenma? He's 180. I whistle in admiration. Looks like he's cut from a different cloth entirely. He's only been at it for longer. I can totally beat him. I just need more experience. Is that so? Well, in that case, I can hardly wait to see what you're going to do when you get more of this magical skill gap closing experience that you're going on about. Kenma! Mikado-san sent me here to fetch you since we're about to begin practice. But I suppose you'd rather stay here and boast to your former underclassmen. Kenma, wait a second! I have deja vu bells ringing all over my head watching these two interact. Yuichi-kun, could you get started with your preparations? The boys won't be able to stay with us for the entire day like they have for the past few days, so you'll only get 1 match against each of them. Yes, sir. I guess I should start warming up then. I turn around to talk to June, who's been silently watching me since we first walked into the building. Well, except for when I was getting changed. During that time, he was awkwardly looking away with his face beet red. Are you sure you're okay with me just leaving you here? Sitting around watching with nothing to do can't be that interesting. There's a lot of negatives in there. Don't worry about it. I have fun watching. Well, I guess I'll just do as he says then. Alright, if you say so. I'm gonna get started on my warm-up, but feel free to come talk to me until my match starts. Sure. Alright, we're gonna get started on our first match of the day. Morisaki versus Michimiya. Now, Yuichi-kun, do try to win at least once, will you? Shut up, I'm already trying to. Stupid crocodile, sticking his stupid nose where it's not needed. Morisaki-senpai smiles at me, giving me an okay signal. Just like in our first match, he's asked me to take the first serve. I'm afraid of getting it so easily broken like last time, but I want to test myself. I can feel that I've made substantial progress since our first match. I want to believe that I can at least keep my serve, if not outright win a set. Alright. It's time to get rid of all of that sleepiness and laziness that I've been feeling all day. Now is when I need to focus the most. I toss my ball into the air and hit it with as much power as I can. As the ball leaves my racket, I can already tell it's going to be a good serve. Unlike in our first match where he easily reached most of my serves, this time Senpai barely reaches the ball in time to hit it back, returning a weak slice right back. I say weak, but in reality there aren't many players in my age class that could return such a ball to such a tight spot. The way it is right now, even if I have the advantage, I can't just clinch the point like I usually do. I have to be very careful of the placement for my shots. Make a mistake in my shot selection and he'll pounce on it like a predator. I settle for a shallow cross court, hitting at an acute angle. Usually, a fast angle shot would almost certainly score the point, at least where the youth level is concerned, but Morisaki-senpai's defensive range is so ridiculous that he'll surely reach. He manages to return the ball at the last second. He then immediately starts running towards the net. It seems I'll have to drive him out of there by force. No matter, I was already expecting this development anyway. Instead of relying on some delicate control I don't have, I just decide to spike the ball with everything I have to the other side of the court. While my methods may be crude, I managed to drive the ball past him, scoring the point. 15 love. The look on his face tells me he's frustrated. Well, of course he'd be. For someone looking to play serve and volley, not being allowed to get to the net is one of the most annoying things possible. Even if he's leveled up in all parameters, as long as I don't allow him to surprise me, he shouldn't be able to just walk over me. I can put up a fight. This time, I attack with a slower, albeit much more spin-oriented serve. The sudden change in rotation catches him by surprise, forcing an error. 30 love. Yes! I pump my fist in the air. All those endless hours of practice are paying off. I've somehow managed to level up my skills during this week of hellish training. And yet, Morisaki-senpai doesn't look all too worried about it. Either he has the world's greatest poker face, or he doesn't think I could have caught up to him in these 5 days. I'll show him. As soon as play starts again, I'll make sure to pin him down with my serve. His baseline game has certainly improved. It's come to a point where he can even hold me, a dedicated baseliner, back. Still, that's nothing more than a difference in experience. To begin with, there's never been any fundamental difference in the way the two of us hit our ground strokes. He just knows how to use them better. In that case, instead of trying to corner him with my strokes, I'll just keep him from using those legs of his. When I finally allowed myself to properly watch him, I realized that Senpai's strokes were still fairly crude. While his volleys were incredibly delicate and controlled, he wasn't all that confident in his ground strokes. That's when I realized Senpai's true strength. He had a footwork like no other, capable of reaching balls most players would deem unreachable. If you add that to his incredible stamina, Senpai's incredibly aggressive net play was also boosted by a sudden addition of a highly defensive baseline play. Due to that, he could just leisurely stay back whilst looking for an opportunity to attack. There were no traces of his gung-ho, aggressive play left in him. Such a style is not all that uncommon nowadays. Dedicated serve and volleyers are rare to see in modern tennis to begin with. Most players would go for a more balanced approach. And that's why I had such a great sense of discomfort when we first started playing. To put it simply, the image I had of Senpai's tennis was completely different from his current style. He has indeed changed a lot over the past few years. Still, I refuse to lose to someone who has conceded the initiative. It is a matter of principle. Even if I'm behind, the only thing I can do is attack. That's the only style I can play. My first serve goes into the net. While logic would dictate that I have to lower the difficulty of my next serve, my mind also comprehends that that would be no good. If it's not good enough to be an ace, or at least close to it, then it will certainly get countered. That's something I simply cannot allow. This time I decide to be more aggressive, going for a wide, flat serve. He has difficulty reaching the ball and ends up sending it closer to the center. Despite my advantage, the longer we keep battling it out in ground strokes, the clearer it became that I'd have no hope of winning in the long run. It was already a miracle that I managed to close the distance between us so as to pressure him like this in only just a week. When I thought about that, I really didn't want to lose. Morisaki-senpai attacked my backhand with a rapidly rising topspin shot. Unable to hit the ball properly, I ended up hitting it outside the court. 40-30. Crap, this is tough. This match has been super high-paced since the start to begin with. Even though this is just the first game, I'm feeling incredibly tired already. I'm sure all the accumulated fatigue isn't helping any. By all accounts, I'm in the worst possible physical shape right now due to all the fatigue. Still, I've gotten to a point where I can properly fight it out with him. Now it's not so easy to say who will win. I have a chance. I managed to make it through with a flat shot aiming close to his body. His return was just shallow enough that I could go for another acute angle towards the other side of the court to score the point. Game, Michimiya, 1-0. Morisaki-senpai nods approvingly and we quickly switch courts. He seems rather satisfied for someone who just lost a game. From the corner of my eye, I can see that Kei-kun has arrived and has begun to warm up with Sasaki-san. If I weren't busy with my own match, I would definitely want to watch theirs. Senpai sets himself up to serve. I mentally prepare myself, running a simulation of his serve in my head. After the first day of matches, Mikado-sensei managed to get us a few tennis radar guns to measure the speed of our shots. Over the past week, Senpai's fastest serve clocked in at 210 kilometers per hour, with his average being at 189. My fastest serve was, in comparison, only 192 kilometers per hour, with the average at about 175. It was easy to see where I failed to compare. To make up for my lack of speed, I had to tighten my course and use much riskier shots. As a result, I've had almost 5 times more double faults than usual. Not only that, his serve was much faster than that of the average player in the youth league. If I can get used to them, it'll surely help me in the future. Senpai serves, shooting up a fast, flat shot to the center. While he has definitely started to use spin shots more often after going to America, he still favors power over technique. We certainly are alike in that aspect. I somehow managed to return it, though it is weak. Senpai rushes to the net. I try to respond in time, but he quickly puts it away with a drop volley. Yes! Coach whistles. You just clocked 210 on that serve just now. Really? Nice! I guess it won't be that easy to break him, huh? Neither his serve nor his spirit. The high pace of the game doesn't change at any point during the remainder of the set. By the time the score reads 6-5, I already feel like my legs are on fire. I really need to improve my stamina. In the end, it took everything I had to keep my serve, while Senpai did the same effortlessly. Alright, it's time. Get back to the court, you two. These timeouts are the only thing keeping me rested enough to continue. And I still have to play Sasaki-san after this? Somebody save me. Morisaki-senpai gets into a position to serve, so I make my way to my own mark. This is my last chance to break him. With the way I've been struggling to score, winning at a tiebreak would be pretty much impossible. Make sure to keep his spin serve in mind. I catch myself mumbling under my breath. If it's all I can do just to react to his serve, then I need to start anticipating it. Have I really reached a point where I can't win without having to rely on luck? My instincts scream at me to go to the center. I pour every ounce of my remaining strength on my legs and go for it. I'm honestly surprised when my racket makes contact. Murasaki-senpai gasps in shock. I put all of my power into returning the ball to the opposite side of the court. For a second, Senpai freezes. When he finally starts moving, it's already too late. The ball I return paints the end line and scores me the point. 15 love. Yes! Even Coach is completely stunned. I'm honestly surprised as well. I hate that I had to rely on my own luck for that return, but I'm thanking every single god that I know of that I was able to guess it right. Morisaki-senpai readies his next serve. Even if I did get that one serve, the reality of the situation hasn't changed. I would have to repeat that 3 more times to win the game. Doing so without allowing him to score. No matter how I look at it, it's impossible. But if it's the only way to win, there's nothing else I can do. Do I have to do multiple choice for all of them? I forget. Crap, I lost my focus. He's already serving, this is bad. Wham! The ball flies straight into the net. Fault! Did he just make a mistake? Morisaki-senpai seems somewhat shaken. What just happened? Could he be... Senpai immediately prepares to serve again. His whole body looks tense. His face is scrunched up in a look of anger. The ball hits outside of the serve zone. Double faults. 30 love. Huh? What just happened? Could this be an unforeseen consequences of my return ace just now? I see. Of course. I was so focused on how much he had improved that I forgot. Even though he's a pro, Morisaki-senpai has only just joined the major tour. He doesn't have all that much experience over me, so of course he's still unused to dealing with some adverse scenarios. He knows just as well as I do that the first point is the most important in a game. It sets up the whole pace for that game. If the point is suddenly taken from him with a return ace of all things, he is bound to suffer from severe mental stress. And now that I think of it, even though he was clearly the better player, he spent the whole week seeing me catch up to him bit by bit, tenaciously returning his shots. It's reached a point where I can even push him around. Of course something like that would be stressful. No matter how good you are or how unflappable you may be, no one can stay composed for that long. So this is my way out. I just have to take advantage of Morisaki-senpai's current stress to win. He readies his next serve. I can tell that he's severely lowered the difficulty. This time the ball goes in, but it's so slow that I have an easy time catching up to it. Normally I'd return it to the farthest point in the court, but with the way he is right now, perhaps a body shot could rattle him even further. I decide mere moments before striking the ball, sending it flying right towards Morisaki-senpai. He freezes for a second and he's too sluggish. He managed to move out of the way but can't position himself properly. His shot hits the net. 40 love. Even coach is astounded. A body shot isn't normally that effective. Its main purpose is to add stress to your opponent, and even then, it isn't all that successful. But used against someone who's already out of their game. Morisaki-senpai grips his racket tightly and lifts it up into the air. For a second, it looks like he might smash it into the ground. But he stops. He puts a hand to his chest and breathes in deeply. 15 seconds. Coach calls the time. If Morisaki-senpai takes 10 more seconds to make his serve, he will be issued a warning. Morisaki, it's a warning, you know. Morisaki-senpai ignores him. He just stays rooted to his spot, breathing deeply. If he's using his warnings right now to fix his altered mind state, then am I in trouble? Morisaki, it's a time violation now. I'm issuing you a fault. Morisaki continues to ignore him. What is he doing? 15 seconds. 10 more seconds until he's issued a double fault. If that happens, I'll be winning the game. Morisaki-senpai opens his eyes and moves to his spot, signaling to coach that he is ready. He grips the ball in his hand and tosses it to serve. Wham! It's fast. It's unbelievably fast. I can't even react to it. The ball just soars past me. Whoa. Coach gasps. When I look over, I see him gaping, holding the radar gun. 225 kilometers per hour? What? That's 15 over his previous best. Oh, really? Then it just might be a personal best. Nice. And Morisaki-senpai doesn't seem the least bit surprised by it. He turns to stare at me and our eyes make contact. That look. That's the same look he gave me during our first match, right before his play had a serious level up. I haven't seen that look before that match, or since. Could this be... he looks like you're in a pinch now. Yeah! Ken Misasaki appears right behind me, scaring the crap out of me. Saki-san, what are you... Oops. I look a little to the side and see Keisuke standing next to him, looking grumpy. Our eyes meet for just a second and he looks away. Is their match already over? Wait. What do you mean? Why am I in a pinch? He looks at me with a disinterested look. Is this guy always so dispirited? I'm sure you can tell. Kaito's switch has been flipped. I doubt you can handle him when he's like this. Wait, are you saying he hasn't been playing seriously so far? No, he's definitely been serious. He isn't the type to play around, but sometimes he just seems to play even better. His reactions improve. His shots suddenly have more weight. His legs seem to carry him even faster. It's enough to overwhelm even me. He would certainly be ranked much higher if only he could play like that every game. Wait, you're kidding, right? You're telling me he can play even better than before? Then, what was the meaning of everything I did until now? Are you saying I can't win anymore? No way! Hey, Kenma, what the hell are you doing? The bystanders aren't supposed to be interrupting the match. Yeah, sorry about that. Sasaki-san turns to me one last time, and his face suddenly looks very grim. Good luck. You're gonna need it. No way. Once I get back to my position, play resumes once more. Sasaki-san's words keep echoing in my head. Could Morisaki-senpai improve that much? Is that sort of thing even possible? Morisaki-senpai tosses the ball into the air and immediately hits it, way before it has finished rising. A quick serve? Crap, I'm completely caught by surprise. There's no way I can return it. The ball hits the wide mark and, just like before, I'm left astounded. 228 kilometers per hour. You've really outdone yourself now. 40-30. I wasn't expecting a quick serve of all things. Shit, I have to find a way to turn this around. The flow of the match that was swaying in my way has now completely turned into the opposite direction. If I don't do something fast, You alright, Michimiya? Yes, I'm sorry. Ready when you are. Crap, this isn't the time to be standing around in a daze. To do something. For now, just focus on his serve. Engrave his image into my eyes. Read every detail of it. If I can react even 1 second, 1 millisecond faster, then surely... Huh? What's this? What is this feeling? Everything... My eyes begin to focus much faster than before. Huh? My vision just became much clearer. I can see Senpai moving with such clarity. It's gonna be wide. My body starts moving on its own. Before I notice it, I'm at the ball's destination before it has even passed the net. Gah! I can hear something I shouldn't. With all the blood rushing to my head, I can swear I hear him gasping in surprise. Honestly, I'm just as surprised as you are. But my body has a mind of its own. I swing with all I've got and hit the ball back with a wide. The ball escapes to the side with a slice. Its low balance making it even more difficult to reach. What the? I hear Kenma gasp. This is the most emotion I've heard in his voice all day. Senpai dashes to the ball and somehow manages to hit it over. Still, I can easily reach it. My body moves before I even have to think. What is going on with me? I hit the ball back and a rally ensues. Senpai and I are locked into a match of ground strokes. This is odd. I can tell that he's reacting faster than before, but I can still keep up. For some reason, even though he was easily overwhelming me before, we are now on even footing. My body feels much lighter than before, and I seem to be reacting much faster now. What is this? Senpai cuts into one of my shots with a slice and tries to go towards the net. I react almost instantly and return the ball with a deep lob. He has to jump back to reach, but ends up stuck on the baseline again. As long as I keep him from coming up, I should be able to handle him. Still, this fast pace is exhausting. I'm not sure I can keep this going for long. How long has this rally even lasted? 20 shots? 30? I'm not even sure anymore. Senpai goes towards the ball and gets ready for another slice. Is he going to try and reach the net again? Wait, something about his posture is off. There it is again. What is this? I'm almost straining my eyes, but I can make it out. He's not going for a slice. It's a fake. He's going for a drop shot. Well, fuck. Wait, I was reaching for my bottle. That's not fair. I start running before the ball is even hit. My body immediately reacts to what I see. I surprise even myself with how fast I went. I managed to reach the ball and instinctively tap it over. I return the drop shot with a drop shot. When I look up, I see that Morisaki-senpai was late on his reaction. Please score. Morisaki-senpai jumps with all his might, his chest hitting the floor with a resounding thud. Still, he's a second too late. The ball taps twice, scoring me the point. Everyone goes silent. For just a second, it's like everyone's voices got stolen. No one dares to make even a sound. Yes! I lift my fists, punching the air with all my might. The crowd erupts in cheers, nearly making me deaf. Game, set, and match won by Michimiya. 7-5. As expected. What? Oh. As expected, I didn't stand a chance. I could barely even move, let alone play a full set. In the end, I could only take one set from Morisaki-senpai. And I never managed to beat Sasaki-san. Keikun had it even worse. His best score overall, 122 sets, was losing by 6-3. The girls, on the other hand, did super well. Sai actually managed to win 10 of her sets. We really do suck in comparison, huh? Coach had us get together to thank the guys for their help. With this, our 1-week intensive training program is over. Everyone was chatting excitedly. I hope I get to play with you again sometime soon, Mizoguchi-san. That was Kaede Shina, currently ranked number 421 in the WTA and winner of the All Japan Youth 2 years ago. I can't wait for us to play again in the big court with a big audience, Shina-senpai. The girls seem to be getting along remarkably well. Sure, Coach. I'll make sure to pass on the message if I see him. Also, where Moriyama is concerned, it seems that Coach still treats Morisaki-senpai as a student, even after he became a well-established pro player. The timing for your drop shots is too slow. You're giving your opponents ample time to react. You should try fixing that. Yeah. Anything else? I can't be sure if those two are having a conversation or fighting. I really can't believe they've been here for a week. I'm a wreck and can barely stand, yet I feel oddly satisfied. Oh, Yuichi! The heck? Oi! Yuichi! Cap, Morisaki-senpai. Next time I won't lose. You'll see. You won over 40 sets and you're upset about the single set you lost. Who says I'll let you? Still, these things are okay every once in a while. The guys say goodbye to us one last time and leave for their van. This week really went by in a flash, huh? I feel a little cheated. Jun-kun is walking next to me as we head home. Since Shoichi said today's practice would still go on for a while, Jun-kun and I ended up going home together. He apparently lives close by. I thought I'd get to see a bunch of matches, but it ended up just being 2 sets. Didn't you watch K-kun's matches as well? I did, but I couldn't pay attention to both matches at the same time, could I? Plus, yours were more fun to watch, too. To think you would actually win that set against Morisaki-san. My heart was beating so fast with excitement. I can't help but laugh. Jun-kun is so easy to get along with. He sets my mind at ease. As long as I can deal with his bouts of excess energy, he's really nice to be around. Well, I did try my hardest so I'd get the win. Jun-kun laughs too. We finally reach my house. I can't even begin to describe how relieved I am that my legs didn't give out on the way over. Is this it? Yeah. Want to come in? No, I'm fine. See you next week. See ya. Ah, sweet AC. Thank God someone left it on. I drop my bag on the floor and immediately fall down on the couch. I'd like to go to my room, but there's no way my legs can carry me upstairs right now. Home already? Hey, Aki. I'm exhausted. Could you grab me a bottle of green tea? I can, but I thought you hated green tea. I do, but I can't ignore that it helps my body relax and recover. If you say so. Be right back. I sit upright on the sofa and let myself relax. Aki hands me a small green bottle and sits next to me. Is that special training of yours over? Ah, sweet, refreshing liquids. Yeah. Senpai and the others have already left for America again. How did it go? Did you manage to win something on the last day? Of course, I've been keeping Aki up to date on my daily scores. I actually managed to take a set from Morisaki-senpai, though it was mostly luck. Wow, awesome! You actually won against a pro. Like I said, it was only a set. He still won all the others. Yeah, but it's still progress. I can't really argue with that. And by the way, Aki, why did you come home so soon? Oh, the club was closed today. They're using our court space to host a junior youth tournament. Oh, if I had known I might have tried participating. Though that would be impossible considering how tired I am right now. Aki looked at me in expectation. So, Aniki, will you be able to come on Sunday? What? Right. Aki's club is having a little gathering for the younger players' benefits. Sure, I'll go. I just can't promise I'll be able to do much. My whole body hurts. It's fine. They probably will just ask you to show a few shots and that'll be it. Really, it shouldn't take long. Okay. Then I guess I won't worry about it. I gather my courage and decide to climb the stairs towards the bedroom. I love my bed. Just lying down on it, I can already feel myself getting drowsy. It's a good thing I showered before coming home. Hey, keeping it up at a 1 episode per day pace. Let's see how long that lasts. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you liked it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!